Already, you know it. Top everything, you know it. King already, you know it. My body so got a king body. Body gon' shine, bling bling body. Calling all the shots, ring body.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tushana. If you are new here, welcome, and if you are not, welcome back. Thank you guys so much for coming. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a story time. And today's story time is going to be one that is, all of them are personal, but I would say a little bit more personal because, like I said in one of my videos, I'm going to be giving you guys the tea, like all the tea, okay? So anything that you might have heard, anything that you saw happening but you didn't know what the full story was, anything like that, anything that I'm going through now and I don't speak on because I don't feel like speaking on it right now, I'm going to be speaking on it, okay? I've been a super quiet person. I wouldn't say quiet as in like I don't defend myself or say something or speak up if something is directly affecting me. Like, I'm not talking about that kind of quiet. I'm talking about you go through things and you just shut down, deal with what you're dealing with, push forward, and act like nothing has happened or nothing is happening. Let me tell you, that kind of mentality really and truly doesn't really work in the long run, because you just find yourself in a place where you have so much bottled in, and the least little thing that happens, the one more pin that drop on the thing, it just becomes a huge blow up, and then the person that did the one little thing to you is wondering like, why is she behaving like that? Like, me just says the look of something to her and she just explode. So I'm just saying, like, that type of mentality doesn't work. Whether it is that you need to go to therapy to speak on it, whether it is that you need a medium to express yourself, whatever it is, that type of mentality doesn't work. And so, like I said, when I started my YouTube channel, I figured I would speak on things that I've never spoken about, and I will just be more open with my life. And I'm still private. I'm still a very private person, but I'll be more open with the things that I want to be open about. Okay, and the other thing is, a lot of things have been happening, and when persons know that you're not alone or you have a platform, they will more than likely easy themselves because you're going to speak about it. When you're isolated or when things are happening to you and you don't really speak on it, or you don't have a platform or anything like that, persons tend to take advantage of those type of people. And so, yeah. All right, so in today's story time, like I said, I'm going to speak on something a little bit more personal, and this thing is how my ex pretty much tried to kill me in my sleep. Like, oh boy, full blown tried to kill me in my sleep. Like, seriously. And I love to laugh, so I might laugh, but it's not funny. And I'm over it and everything, but yeah, oh boy, fully try kill me in my sleep. Okay, all right, so let's go back. Let me see, where can I take you guys to what points, because I have other story times with that, so I don't want to speak on every little aspect of it because I have other story times, right? Okay, so let me see, I'm going to take you guys back to, let's just say, once my ex slept with my best friend, it was a dub. It was over for me. Like, mentally, me gone. Like, there was no turning back. There was no reconciliation or whatever. Even though I was still hopeful that that could happen, I was still very, very much open to the fact that I could maybe get over it for the sake of my sons, because I was very much not wanting them to be in like a step parent stepchild relationship because I had a step parent and I wasn't too fond of my stepdad, and I didn't want that for my son. So me would I do anything in the world for make that work out just because of that fear. Like I was super fearful, super fearful of like having a step parent kind of relationship for my sons. So, but mentally I was gone. So with that being said, I was not an angel. I was not an angel because mentally I was not there. So me, I do what me want to do, right? I'm doing what I want to do. Okay? And I said to him, listen, this is not really working for me. This is not really working for me. And he was always doing what he wants to do as well, but if you ask him, he put God on the cross. He wasn't doing anything. Even when people would tell me stuff, all that, he would say he was not doing anything. I didn't believe him. And obviously for the fact that people used to tell me that he was having sex with my ex-best friend, and I pretty much didn't have solid proof. And then one day he came out of the blue and said it to me, and then after that it was just like whatever. He said it to me and then he said he was joking, and I'm going to do a story time about that. But he said it to me and then he said he was joking. And then people used to tell me all the time, and like when I would come home from work sometimes or from school, I would see like girls at the gate and stuff like that, and whenever they see me, like if you're not doing anything, you should act normal, right? Whenever they would see me, they would walk away or try to act like they weren't at the gate or anything like that. So I knew, but he used to cry and say, I'm not cheating, I'm not doing anything, whatever. So with that being said, I know what's going on. He's denying it, and I'm still living with him for the fact that I don't want to have a step-parent, stepchild relationship for my son. So I'm just there. But one day I said to him on multiple occasions, listen, this is not working for me, and I don't know if it's even going to work out. But I would say it to him, but like I said, if you're a woman and you ever been in a situation like that where you're torn, you don't really know what exactly you want to do, because there are two opposite things pulling you to each side. So I probably should have left more than I should have left. I should have left, but I didn't. And so I wasn't being faithful at all, and he wasn't being faithful, but I was more open with my unfaithfulness. I was letting it be known. I wasn't like, we had counseling multiple times. I told my pastors I did not like this man at all. I did not like him. I don't want to be in a relationship. It would be, and I'm going to do a story time on that as well, like how the church does things and all that stuff, and how you will end up in situations and put yourself in situations that you can lose your life because the church. And as a Christian, it's like, do not divorce, do not do this, do not do that, all that stuff. So I'm going to be sharing story times about that as well. But pretty much I wasn't being faithful, like I said, keep it 100. And he wasn't either. So I was going to school, and I had, girl look good, so I had a lot of prospects. Once I get placed in a group with like guys, it's like, yeah, I have my number, they have my number now. It's like they're what's it called? That's their cue to just start texting, start asking questions. They see me with a ring on my finger. Are you married? What's going on? Why are you married so young? Why you never wait upon me? All of that. Because I'm going to university and I have a ring on my finger, and it's like, why you didn't wait on me and all of that. So I had multiple prospects talking to. The other thing is, like, when you're in a relationship and you're not happy and you're not being satisfied or whatever, you're just not happy in the relationship, it leaves the door open for you to speak to multiple people, and also you seek what you're lacking in your marriage in someone else. So if you find yourself in a situation where you're seeking outside emotional support or whatever it is, physical touch, whatever it is, quality time, whatever your love language is, if you find yourself seeking that on the outside, it's time for you to pack it up. Like, pack it up. So anyways, I told him like I wasn't comfortable in the relationship. I don't know how this is going to work. We had counseling sessions because I said it to my pastor. I told him he can do what you want to do, and I can do and I'm going to do what I want to do. We're going to try and work it out for my sons. So, but in the meanwhile, I'm not going to just sit around and wait. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So you can do, I told him you can go ahead and do what you want to do. So the other thing is, if you're a female out there and you were doing stuff with him, just know that I did not care. Literally did not care. I was doing what I wanted to do as well. Okay? So, and even like persons used to come to me and be like, so he's cheating with so and so, like you don't care. And I was like, no. And they were like, how can you do that? Like, how can you not care? And I was just like, I just don't care. But for the most part, like, I'm a very optimistic person. So like I said, I still had like the hope that things would work out and work themselves out, because there was a lot of working out to do. And so I would still like take pictures with him whenever the good times would come around. I would still like take pictures, I would still post, and still like just be the happy family that you can be in those kind of situations. Anyways, right, it got to a point where like I said, I was doing what I wanted to do, and I would do whatever. Like, he would come home late and say work done late and work done whenever, and do his thing. So I was doing my thing too. And so I was texting people. So I was texting this one particular person. And I fell asleep. So I fell asleep, and the phone, little dirty boy, why were you texting me though? But why were you texting me? You know I live with somebody, so why were you texting me? Anyway, so I have up even that person too, because I did, even though I was like being unfaithful, I was even trying to be respectful about it. Like, I wouldn't take anybody to the house or anything like that. And I also told whoever I was texting, do not text me at certain times and all that, just to be respectful, because anybody would get like, come on, it's me, like nobody wants to lose me. So of course, if the phone going off in the middle of the night, they're going to be upset. So I still had the person up too for doing that. But anyways, the phone was going off and I woke up. And when I woke up, he had my phone in his hand. I was like, why you have my phone in your hand? Like, why my phone in your hand? What my phone in your hand? Put on my phone. And he got on top of me. He got on top of me, guys, like this. And this was me laying down, and he was like this. Guys, this is a serious part now. So he's on top of me, strangling me, you know, strangling me. And then my sons woke up, because I was like, get up. I was like begging for my life. He was strangling me, and I'm not talking about just put your hand at throat and then that's it. I'm talking about strangling me. And I was there begging for my life, like, please don't do this. Please don't do this in front of my sons. Please don't do this. And I remember my sons were like, Mommy, no. And he was there strangling me for a good 2 minutes. I don't know what's it called time, because to the point where I lost my voice, to the point where I could not speak. Like, he was there strangling me, and my kids were there standing up and crying, and he was just strangling me, talking about, are you giving me and he cheated on me. Sorry, you're cheating too. What is your problem? Leave me alone. Leave me the fuck alone. Like I tell you, like you cheat with my best friend. Like you been doing your shit. Like I don't want to be in the relationship. I'm done. Like I checked out mentally, and it's not like I just got up and started doing shit. Like I told you, like I'm not interested in being in the relationship. So like it shouldn't be a problem. Like, I don't think it should be a problem. So some people are gonna say like, why didn't you move out, or why didn't you, like I said, I was still hopeful that things would work out. So I was like, you're doing your thing, like we have come to a conclusion, like okay, let's work on our marriage and let's be faithful and let's see if it could work. It was just like, we're both gonna do what we feel like doing, and if it works out, it works out. If we end up back together, we end up back together. We're pretty much not together. Okay? And that happened, and he was strangling me, and pretty much to the point where I almost died. I saw my life flashing before my eyes. I was wondering what the heck was gonna happen with my sons. I also started thinking about, because at the time men were killing women in Jamaica like crazy. I was like, damn, I'm going to end up being another statistic. Like, wow. That's the thoughts that went through my mind when I was there, like being strangled, and I literally saw my life flash before my eyes, and he was just there. So I think my sons were there crying, and I don't know why he ended up letting me go. He ended up letting me go. He got up, because I was to the point where I think my eyes even started rolling over. I don't know what happened, but he realized that I was getting to the point where I was going to be dead, and he got up. And when he got up, I ran. Now I was trying to be careful about it, so I got up and I was slowly backing up, because I know, like, when people are in that type of rage, they normally think about it again, and then they normally come back. So I was trying to get something for my protection. So I remember I went to where one of the knives were, and I took up a knife. And when he saw me taking up the knife, he ran towards me again. And then when he ran towards me, he held on to my hair. Was it my hair or my clothes or something? And he had his hand on me, wherever it was. And his hand was like this. And I remember I had the knife in my hand, and I slashed him. So he has a cut like right off here that I ended up, for my self-defense, because I was just like, it's either me or him, and he's in this rage, and if I don't do something, it's going to be my life or his. So I remember I slashed him, and even when he was slashed, because it was deep, he was still like running after me, and I ran and I ran, and he was still running after me. And I think after he realized he was losing a lot of blood, that's when he decided to stop. And when he stopped, I went to the police station. And when I went to the police station, the police came and he hid, and I was very uncomfortable. So that's when I decided to, what did I do? I eventually ended up going to my parents' house, and then when I went to my parents' house, I told him like, I'm not coming back, and he called my mother, said he was going to the hospital, and so I should go stay with my sons. And I said, listen, if you're going to be coming back here, just take my sons to my mother and I'm done. And he said he wasn't going to come back there, and I should just go, and he's going to leave the house, and I'm going to just stay at the house with my sons. He stayed away for a couple days, and he came back and apologized and said he was terribly sorry, and that he was very, very sorry about it, and whatever. If that happened to you guys, like, run for the hills. Run. Like, I'm lucky I made it out of that situation. And so when he said he was sorry and all that, I pretty much had him there again. He ended up coming back after he stayed away for a while. He ended up coming back, and guys, I was traumatized. Like, as much as I'm like very much I can defend myself and all that, it was like you're very much off guard. I was sleeping. Imagine you're sleeping and somebody, you wake up to somebody like strangling you. And because even when I turned over and I was like, why have my phone in your hand? Like, why have my phone in your hand? I was still pretty much asleep. I was very much asleep. I just saw the motion going on, but I was still very much asleep because I was in my deep sleep. So what really woke me up was when he came on top of me and was like strangling me. And for months, maybe even years, I was traumatized. So when I got into another relationship eventually, whenever my partner would come home from work, I would jump up whenever he opened the door and be like looking around like, and I would be very, very, very paranoid. And I remember he used to have to hug me and like console me and say like, I won't hurt you, like why are you always jumping up like that? And I had to tell him like, that's my trauma. Like I never used to be able to sleep even throughout the night. Like I wouldn't be able to sleep throughout the night. I would normally jump up and just be frightened, just be like scared as, and yeah. So that is the story time. If you are in a relationship with somebody and you don't want to be in a relationship, especially, and I'm not trying to out any one race, but especially Jamaican men. Like when Jamaican men are bad, they're very bad. When they're good, they're good. But when they're bad, they're very, very bad. And they're very controlling. And they think they own you. And they, yeah, just, if you're in a relationship with somebody and don't want to be in the relationship anymore, don't even think for a second chance, whatever it is, just leave. Don't do it for your kids, don't do it for your mother, don't do it for your brother, don't do it for your uncle, your sister, or even your Christianity. Don't do it because divorce are gonna look bad. Don't do it because you don't want to be a statistics of divorce, because it's either that or you'll be a statistics of death. Okay? So my tip would be, guys, if you're in a relationship, like I said, if you don't want to be in a relationship, leave. Pack up everything. Don't think about what you have to lose or anything like that. Just leave. And even after that, like, I was still willing to work it out. Like, if it didn't work out how it worked out, where I ended up leaving, like, I was still in that state where I was just scared of like my sons having a stepdad or all that stuff. So even then I was still willing to work it out. And I'm just saying, like, God knows what he's doing, and God has a plan for your life, and he's gonna work it out for the best. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you a hope and a future. That's what God says. So don't stay in a relationship where you don't want to be in it. Don't let anybody force you to get married. I'm going to do a story time on that as well. Don't go in a relationship. Marriage won't change a person. Don't try to do it for your kids. A lot of women stay in relationships because they're trying to do it for the kids and do it for this and do it for that. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Your kids, it's better to have two separate homes where it's two separate happy homes than one home with contention and destruction and all sort of stuff and fighting and quarreling, all of that. It's better to have two healthy homes that your kids can go to rather than trying to make it work with their biological parent just for the sake of that. Like, it's better to have a separate home that's happy and healthy, you know. So my advice is just do what your instinct is telling you to do. Don't even go to anybody and try to ask for advice. People don't understand what you're going through. Nobody understands what you're going through except for you. You're the one that has to live with your decisions, not even your kids. You're the one that has to live with your decisions. You're the one going through what you're going through. So don't even go to Tom, Dick, and Harry and ask them, what do you think I should do? Because everybody's going to tell you what they think they would do in a situation. Nobody knows what they will do in a situation until they're actually in the situation. That was me. Like sometime when I was young, I used to be like, what I wouldn't do, what I would do. Like I try to stay away from that type of thing, because when you're met with situations, that's when you really know what you would do or what you wouldn't do. So that's just my 2 cents, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in another video. Bye.